Intelligence Unit has, through rigorous and independent data collection and analysis of performance metrics as set out in the QS-STAR methodology, rated Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences 5-star for facilities, 5-star for inclusiveness, 4-star for teaching. The institution has been granted extension of deemed to be university status in 2018 by the Ministry of Human Resource Development (MHRD) Government of India after an expert committee from the University Grants Commission (UGC) and All India Council for Technical Education (AICTE) visited the campus and reviewed the progress of Karunya. The institution has been nationally ranked as one among the top 100 universities in India by the National Institutional Ranking Framework (NIRF) MHRD Government of India and has also been accredited by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council (NAAC). Karunya Deemed University offers undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD programs in engineering, agriculture, management, sciences, arts, commerce and media. The International Association for the Exchange of Technical Education IAESTE program has transformed the institute from being a mere center of higher education to being a world-class institute as we host interns from Spain, Portugal, Italy, Denmark, Germany, Poland and Netherlands, and also sends our students for internships in institutions of international repute with semester exchange programs. The choice-based credit system provides students the freedom to choose their course of interest and expand their horizons. With smart classrooms, flipped class settings and access to library from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., a holistic development of the students is practiced. The students are encouraged to venture into startups and entrepreneurship through our dedicated research, Karunya Innovation and Incubation Center (KIIC) and Intellectual Property Rights (IPR) cells. We are constantly on the lookout for high performers to springboard them to higher tiers of excellence. Karunya has well-furnished residences for men and women and can house 10,000 students in modular halls of residence with provisions for unlimited water supply, uninterrupted power supply, and high-speed wireless internet facilities. In addition, on-site banking, community hospital, postal, and 24 hours ATM facilities are also available. The institution mess and canteen offer hygienic food catering to the needs of the diverse student community from across the states of India and overseas. We have a strong track record of placing our students in reputed companies such as Infosys, Accenture, Nutanix, IBM, Cognizant, KPIT, Wipro, Robert Bosch, Jasmine Infotech, Ashok Leyland, Tech Mahindra, 2AdPro, Amazon, to name a few. We provide ample opportunity for students to excel in academics, sports, media, arts, literature, theatre, drama and music. Our students have brought accolades and medals of honor for the Institute through their participation in various sporting and talent events held across the country. Well-equipped gymnasiums, badminton, volleyball and basketball courts, football and hockey fields are an added asset. Are you a dreamer? We believe that the future belongs to dreamers. Karunya, a place where dreams are translated into reality, where dreamers are groomed to become achievers. An institution dedicated to forging ahead for a better tomorrow. Come, experience Karunya. Arise and shine. Perched majestically in the foothills of the Siruvani mountain range, Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, deemed to be university, spreads over 720 acres, offering state-of-the-art facilities for learning and research. Our vision: true to its name, Karunya, which means compassion, shall be an institution with social concern which will address the problems of humanity through technical education, research and development, products, patents and extension. The faculty and students of Karunya will be nurtured in character, ethics and spiritual discernment to serve the society with fervor and zeal.
Karunya has in its mission to raise young people who would find solutions to human problems in the areas of food, water, healthcare, and energy. The faculty members have a system to engage the students in practical application and to find products and solutions through various means to meet all the societal needs. To care for humanity is the greatest mission of Karunya.
Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences has entered into the international rating system by participating in the QS Star rating. The QS Intelligence Unit has, through rigorous and independent data collection and analysis of performance metrics as set out in the QS Star methodology, rated Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences 5-star for facilities, 5-star for inclusiveness, 4-star for teaching. The institution has been granted extension of deemed to be university status in 2018 by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, MHRD, Government of India, after an expert committee from the University Grants Commission, UGC, and All India Council for Technical Education, AICTE, visited the campus and reviewed the progress of Karunya. The institution has been nationally ranked as one among the top 100 universities in India by the National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF, MHRD, Government of India, and has also been accredited by the National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAAC. Karunya Deemed University offers undergraduate, postgraduate and PhD programs in engineering, agriculture, management, sciences, arts, commerce and media. The International Association for the Exchange of Students for Technical Education, IAESTE program has transformed the institution from being a mere center of higher education to being a world-class institute, as we host interns from Spain, Portugal, Italy, Denmark, Germany, Poland and Netherlands, and also sends our students for internships in institutions of international repute with semester exchange programs. The choice-based credit system provides students the freedom to choose their course of interest and expand their horizons. With smart classrooms, flipped class settings, and access to library from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m., a holistic development of the students is practiced. The students are encouraged to venture into startups and entrepreneurship through our dedicated research, Karunya Innovation and Incubation Center, KIIC, and Intellectual Property Rights, IPR cells. We are constantly on the lookout for high performers to springboard them to higher tiers of excellence. Karunya has well-furnished residences for men and women and can house 10,000 students in modular halls of residence with provisions for unlimited water supply, uninterrupted power supply, and high-speed wireless internet facilities. In addition, on-site banking, community hospital, postal, and 24 hours ATM facilities are also available. The institution mess and canteen offer hygienic food catering to the needs of the diverse student community from across the states of India and overseas. We have a strong track record of placing our students in reputed companies such as Infosys, Accenture, Nutanix, IBM, Cognizant, KPIT, Wipro, Robert Bosch, Jasmine Infotech, Ashok Leyland, Tech Mahindra, 2AdPro, Amazon, to name a few. We provide ample opportunity for students to excel in academics, sports, media, arts, literature, theatre, drama and music. Our students have brought accolades and medals of honor for the Institute through their participation in various sporting and talent events held across the country. Well-equipped gymnasiums, badminton, volleyball and basketball courts, football and hockey fields are an added asset. Are you a dreamer? We believe that the future belongs to dreamers. Karunya, a place where dreams are translated into reality, where dreamers are groomed to become achievers. An institution dedicated to forging ahead for a better tomorrow. Come, experience Karunya. Rise and shine. Perched majestically in the foothills of the Siruvani mountain range, Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, deemed to be university, spreads over 720 acres, offering state-of-the-art facilities for learning and research. Our vision, true to its name, Karunya, which means compassion, shall be an institution with social concern which will address the problems of humanity through technical education, research and development, products, patents and extension. The faculty and students of Karunya will be nurtured in
உணர்வது உடையார் முன் சொல்லல் வளர்வதன் பாத்தியுள் நீர் சொரிந்தற்று. Thus says the Tamil bard Thiruvalluvar in his 718th Kural. The meaning of the couplet goes like this: to speak where hearers you obtain is sparkling water on the fields of growing grain. A fitting thought indeed for this learned academia, which has gathered virtually during this most trying times to discuss about various challenges faced by the teaching community in this new normal milieu. When online teaching and AI-aided examination sessions have replaced the real-time learning environment, what has the academia got to tell about this conundrum? A wholehearted welcome to everyone who have joined the virtual platform to put across their views on the challenges and prospects of online teaching in higher secondary school education during COVID-19, organized by the Mathematics Department of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences. To begin the discussion, may I now request Dr. Jamie Joyce, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, to pray and open the session by invoking the blessings of God Almighty.
Prayer. Almighty God, you are a perfect teacher, a wise counselor, and your presence would mean the success of this program. Father, we pray that you would deepen our understanding, transform our thoughts, and give us grace to retain the invaluable knowledge that we are going to derive, to apply it in building the lives of students given in our hands. Enable us to turn challenges to opportunities. Amen.
Thank you, ma'am. Let us listen to our university anthem, the pride of Karunya. All praise and glory.
Praise and glory to our merciful King. Majesty, greatness, we do not sing. All praise and glory to our merciful King. Majesty, greatness, we do not sing. Soldiers of God and guardians of truth. So say the prophets of our sea. All praise and glory to our merciful King. Majesty, greatness, we youth no sin. One in a million, we are His choice. Let us sing praises and let us rejoice. One in a million, we are His choice. Let us sing praises and let us rejoice. Love it surpasses motherly love. His merciful love spreading from above. All praise and glory to our merciful King. Majesty, greatness, we youth must sing. Learning inspires humility, good nature, kindness, and honesty. Learning inspires humility, good nature, kindness, and honesty. Evil and sins to chase away will be our duty. For this we pray. All praise and glory to our merciful King. Majesty, greatness, we youth must sing. Soldiers of God, let's rise and fight to banish gloom and darkness of night. Soldiers of God, let's rise and fight to banish gloom and darkness of night. Day and night their knowledge increase at the feet of the merciful one without cease. All praise and glory to our merciful King. Majesty, greatness, we youth must sing.
Thank you. May I now take the pleasure of inviting Dr. C. Joseph Kennedy, Dean, Karunya School of Science, Arts, Media and Management, KSSAMM, to welcome the learned forum. Sir.
Thank you, Dr. Basil. Respected and Honorable Vice Chancellor of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, and respected panel members for the discussion, and faculty colleagues, and all the participants of this panel discussion, a beautiful good morning to all of you. At the outset, I am very glad to be in this platform where we are going to discuss about the online teaching methodology that we have adopted during this pandemic and how it has benefited the student community as well as the teaching community during this pandemic, especially towards the higher education, higher secondary school education. And this topic, presently it is becoming more sensitive, but at the same time, this topic needs to be discussed in detail and find out the possibilities of using it extensively in the days to come. It is my profound duty to welcome all the panel members. First of all, I would like to welcome our own Vice Chancellor, Dr. P. Mannar Jawahar, a known academician, former Vice Chancellor of Anna University, and presently the Vice Chancellor of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences. Under his leadership, Karunya has achieved greater heights. Apart from an academician, Sir is known for his compassion towards the students as well as the faculty members. Sir, we wholeheartedly welcome for this panel discussion, sir. I would like to welcome Professor Anand Samuel, former Vice Chancellor of Vellore Institute of Technology, a renowned academician. During his tenure as the Vice Chancellor of Vellore Institute of Technology, VIT. VIT has achieved greater heights, and Sir is a passionate teacher, and also he is very much interested in educating the mathematics teacher, how mathematics to be taught to the engineering students. That is how it can be application oriented teaching. He is very passionate towards. Sir, I wholeheartedly welcome you for this panel discussion. And also I welcome Dr. P. Isaac Livingston, Managing Director of Satyam TV, who is always helping Karunya in all our endeavor, and having a channel which is very neutral and give the valuable information to the humankind. Sir, we welcome you for this panel discussion. And also I welcome Dr. B. Selvaraj, former Principal, Government Arts College, Udumalpet. More than that, he is our former colleague, and he was our director earlier and also head of the Department of Mathematics. During his tenure, he has spearheaded a noble program in which all the arrear students, those who are having mathematics arrears, to be cleared, and he successfully completed that task. Very particularly, his teaching is very simple, and even a slow learner can even follow it. By that way, they can understand the mathematics very easily. Professor, we welcome you for this panel discussion. And also I welcome Mrs. Jemima Amardaraj, academician as well as administrator of King's Engineering College, Chennai, and also a proud alumni of Karunya. Ma'am, we welcome you for this panel discussion. And also I welcome Mr. Alan Paul Isaac, Chief Executive Officer of Olive Tree International School, an able academician in the school education space. Sir, we welcome you for this panel discussion, and we are waiting for your valuable discussion because you are the one directly in engaging in the school education, which is relevant for the online topic now. And also I welcome Mr. Brighton Anbu, moderator. He is the faculty member, earlier faculty member of Karunya, and also now he is getting the rock missions. I also welcome all the principals of various schools, students and faculty members of various schools, and I also wholeheartedly welcome our own faculty members of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, and also in particular the mathematics faculty and also the students, those who are attending this panel discussion. And before concluding my remark, I would like to mention a few words about Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences. It was established in the year 1986 by the divine vision given to our late founder, Dr. D.G.S. Dinagaran, and also that vision is carried out by our present Chancellor, Dr. Paul Dinagaran, and the institution started as an engineering college. Now it has grown as a deemed to be university, which is catering in almost all academic area, including engineering, arts and science, as well as agricultural sciences. The uniqueness of Karunya is not only concentrating on academics, but also giving values, adding values to the students so that they will be a future citizen of India with ethics and values. Sorry. And also I would like to mention the department which is organizing the panel discussion, mathematics department. Earlier, the department was catering to the engineering courses, but of late, they have started their own courses like MSc Physics, MSc Mathematics, and successfully running the program for quite few years. And the specialty of this department is it is research oriented. Almost 100% of the faculty members of the maths department is doctorates, and they are engaging in various fields of mathematics research, which is application oriented because they are collaborating with the engineering department and they are doing various kind of research. And this year they have started a new program which is unique in nature, B.Sc Honors in Mathematics. which is launched this year, and there is a tremendous response from various students. Many of them are interested to pursue their mathematics undergraduate course, and this time they have ventured into this new discussion on panel discussion on the school education during this pandemic, online school education during this pandemic. And I appreciate the entire effort taken by the organizing team headed by Dr. Hepsiba and the entire faculty team of Mathematics Department of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences. Once again, I welcome all the panel members and the participants for the panel discussion, and also I wish the program a grand success. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Bright and Anbu, bright and benign, as his name suggests, is amidst us. We are proud to introduce him as the moderator for this panel discussion. Mr. Brighton Anbu is a management trainer by profession and a management missionary by calling. He is an alumnus of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, passed out from the year 1999-2001 MBA batch. Brighton Anbu works among the youth and young couples through counseling, leadership, and empowerment programs, and ensures that you are connected to the truth through such initiatives. He is also a facilitator for Haggai Institute and Transform for Lives. Over to Brighton.
Thank you very much, Dr. Basil Wilfred, for those warm words of welcome and introductions, and to Dr. Joseph Kennedy, sir, and all the respected members on the panel. It's definitely an honor for me to be part of this panel discussion and to moderate the proceedings. At the outset, I would like to wholeheartedly thank the Almighty God for giving us such opportunities, that even amongst such global pandemic situations, we can connect together. Most of us here on this platform are academicians, teachers, who would like to step into a classroom, meet students face to face, have something to talk with them, have an activity done with them. But the last 1.5 years has been upside down. We are only looking at screens which are black most of the time. We are talking to people whom we believe they are on the other side. We are taking classes with all enthusiasm and energy, thinking that it is going through the heart and mind of the children. But let me start off by congratulating every participant, whether you are watching it on YouTube now, live, or you're going to watch it later. You're into the most noble profession in the world. Of course, there's always a give and take where we say medical profession is the most noble profession. There's no say against that, especially in the given pandemic situations. Our frontline workers, our doctors and nurses are the frontline warriors for us. But teachers will ever be the noble professions, because we don't have a growth in our own careers. In the sense, we don't see go up much, but we see all of our students growing up. You may be a teacher at the primary school or a secondary school or a high secondary school. Just think of some students, they would have climbed up the ladder through your classes. So this morning, before we get into the panel discussion, I would like to quickly give you an overview or what we are trying to do today. Just a few seconds given to you, so that I want you to think of a teacher, of your teacher, who impacted your life when you were in school. 30 seconds, just think about them. Of course, you're not going to respond. You won't have an opportunity to respond, but just think of a teacher, a school teacher, primary school teacher, and just say, thank you, ma'am, or thank you, sir, for what you did in my life. When I was preparing for this program, I was reminded of two teachers. One, Mr. Solomon, who was my NCC leader, who made me a leader in my campus, and Prema madam, who taught me science, who put that science passion into my heart. I still remember their teachings. So whether we get gratitude back from our students, whether somebody comes into our home and say, ma'am, thank you for the teaching you did, not many come back. But let me tell you, every class that you take, every word that you spoke into the students in the classroom definitely had made an impact. But all this being said and done, this is for the physical classrooms, or teachers who love to walk into a classroom. But last year, come March 2020 till now, June 2021, most of our teaching has been online. It's been really, really challenging. I know how hard it is. I have two school-going kids at my home, one in the high school, the other one in middle school. And at the end of every hour, they finish one class, there is a big story to share to their parents. Both of my daughters, they come and share interesting stories of what happened in the previous hour. I'm sure the teachers also here have the same experience. You have interesting stories to tell to your husband, to your wife, to your children, and say, this class was crazy. This class was very interesting. This class was very, very exciting. So these are personal experiences that we go through. And today morning, we have a wonderful set of panel members from different walks of life, as introduced very beautifully by Dr. Joseph Kennedy, sir. You're having academicians, we're having business people, we have experts in certain fields who will be speaking to us this morning. But before that, a small thought for all of you. Before we put on the hat of a teacher, before we call ourselves a teacher in a classroom, remember all of us are human beings. We have our own emotions, we have our own health issues, we have our own feelings. And then some of you, you are a son or a daughter to your parents, you are a husband or a wife to your spouse, okay? You are a father or a mother to your child, a daughter-in-law or a son-in-law. There are many hats that we wear, especially when we do teaching from home. We keep changing these hats. We change these hats and come in front of the camera to do our work, which is teaching. So this panel discussion, which has expert members, is going to bring out the various challenges that we face in online teaching. How do teachers overcome this? How parents can overcome this? How students can handle this online teaching? Is this the way forward? So keep your eyes and ears open as I introduce and welcome every panel member and ask for their opinions. So every panel member will be speaking on certain topics which is very close to their heart, which they are good at, they're experts in that particular field. And to quickly bring back to memory our respected panel members with us this morning, we have the Vice Chancellor of Karunya University, Dr. P. Mannar Jawahar. He'll be speaking to us on the efforts, commitments, and preparedness of teachers. Sir has wide years of experience in teaching. He's been with MIT, Chennai Anna University, who started as an assistant professor and became the Vice Chancellor of the university, so bring in a lot of experience into it. And secondly, we are going to have Dr. B. Selvaraj. As introduced, he is the former principal of the Government Arts College, seen teaching and students for 33 plus years, and a very innovative way of teaching, very innovative ideas that come up from him. He's going to speak to us on teacher psychology, commitment, and balancing home and work. I think you don't want to miss this topic today. We also have Dr. Isaac Livingston with us, who is going to focus on student-teacher relationship. The reason why he's going to speak on this, he interacts very much with the teenagers and youngsters through the program productions at Satyam Television, the media house. So he's going to bring in his experience, and he also is part of the Olive Tree Foundation, the schools that they handle. His son, Mr. Alan Paul Isaac, is a technical person, so he's going to bring in some technology and tools which teachers can use to excel in online education. Of course, our own alumnus, Mrs. Jemima Amritraj, who is also an administrator of the school, she will talk to us on how students can benefit out of it and what challenges they face. But most importantly, we are going to start off with our respected Dr. Anand Samuel, former Vice Chancellor of BIT. Sir, may I invite you to talk to us on the benefits and opportunities gained by teachers during this pandemic when they were involved in this online teaching. So we are ready to hear from you with your loads of experience in handling administration and teaching and mentoring many teachers under you. So over to you, sir, Dr. Anand Samuel.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brighton Anbu, for the kind words. And first of all, I would like to thank God for giving me this opportunity. And thanks to all the organizers also. I'm doubly happy today because I'm sharing the forum with two of my very good former friends, and they are friends now also, Dr. Mannar Jawahar and Dr. Isaac. So we are very happy that now we are joining together and giving you some useful tips. The topic, as it has been said, it's on virtual education and the benefits and opportunities. When I just thought about the benefits and opportunities, there's only a thin line separating them. Maybe what was a benefit for some may be an opportunity for others because they have not utilized the opportunity and made it a benefit. And maybe vice versa also true. So I have picked up around 18 points. Maybe out of these 18, I have classified few things as benefits, 9 as benefits and 9 as opportunities for the teachers. And as I told you earlier, it can go this way, that way. We leave it to you. But the point is that if you just look at the slide, which I thought I will share it with you now, you will find that yeah, so that's a picture. I want to give a theme to this 7-minute talk. It's standing tall in the cloud. So all the 18 points, if at all you gather, and then think if you have utilized it and made all the 18 as benefits, I'm sure that you will be in a position to stand tall among the crowd or the cloud in the digital mode. If not, you buck up and do that. So that's the point I want to drive home. Going straight away to the slides, I have only 2 slides, and one for the benefits and the other for the opportunities. And I will just quickly go through and try to explain where explanation is needed. Otherwise, in the 7 minutes available, explaining all the 18 points may not be possible. So the slides are with you, and so you can always look back into it and then learn it yourself. That's not an issue at all. As for the benefits, and we are talking about the facilitators and the whole pamphlet, and everybody talk about only teachers there. But I don't want to call them as teachers, because it is not needed now. We are not called to be teachers, whether in the college or in the schools. We must understand that we must make all the students learn, and we are facilitating the learners. So I would be happy if all the schools and of all the colleges name the so-called teachers as facilitators. So facilitation is the function that we're talking about. More so when we're talking about digital mode, facilitation is the key factor. Okay, so 9 benefits. The first one is that the course facilitators, whoever are offered, they have become experts in use of digital tools and online platforms. Becoming an expert in something new is a benefit. We are happy about it. The second benefit, what all our facilitators get, is that they have designed and developed few online course content. Maybe some of them will be new, but many of them would have, taken only the earlier courses. If that is the case, it's okay, but the platform is different. It's definitely different, and they have offered it using the platform. So what does it mean? See, it has given them confidence that they can do the same thing, repeat the same thing for the other institutions, and then be a consultant and earn money for the institutions. So that's a benefit, definitely a great benefit. And the third benefit is that I don't know whether all the teachers have done, all the facilitators have done that or not. See, they should have gone through some massive open online courses, at least on how to offer a MOOC, how to offer online courses, how to write the methodology for online courses. If they have not done it, I know that many facilitators have not done that at all, but you have to do it. And if you have done it, and that too with some renowned platforms like Coursera or Swayam and things like that, there are many n number of courses available. They should have done it. They should make sure that they are lifelong learners, and that definitely will be a benefit with a couple of certificates on them. So that adds benefit to all the facilitators. And the fourth benefit is that the pedagogy to be followed. And sadly, people don't differentiate the pedagogy to be used in the regular classroom and the pedagogy to be used in the online classroom. It's entirely different. People should understand it. If they have understood it and they have the difference is made known to the students, and if it is practiced in the platform, then that means that's a new thing that they have achieved it. So that's a fourth benefit. And the fifth benefit is that the course facilitators are now ready to start a department of online education. I don't know how many of the schools are talking about it, thinking about it. How many colleges are talking about it? There is a possibility, and we need it in Indian context. If you go through the NEP 2020 document, you will find that the whole country is going to go for online mode, both in school level as well as the college level. So every institution, if you take the initiative and start an online education department, that'll be good. And so that's going to be another major benefit, I would say. And all the course facilitators, without the knowledge, that's what I want to put in there, without the knowledge, have prepared themselves well to meet the expectations of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I don't know how many of the facilitators or members who are participating now know about this, the generation classification. The people who are coming to the schools now are Generation Alpha. The people who are now in the college are called as Generation Z. They are entirely different from Generation Y or X or baby boomer like me. We're all entirely different. Psychological makeup is entirely different, and what we expect is different, and our learning style is different. Unless otherwise the facilitator knows about all those things, you'll not be able to do a good job. And now indirectly, what they have done by involving in online mode of education is that they are meeting the expectations of Gen Z and Gen Alpha. That's a benefit. And the seventh benefit is that as parents and family members, one of them at least occasionally or frequently, they will be peeping into what's happening in the classroom, in the online classroom, when the daughter or the son is attending. So the teacher is also aware of it. So accountability factor has increased. And once accountability factor increase, automatically, subconsciously, the quality of input, quality of delivery will also be definitely different. It would have improved, and that's another major benefit, I would say. And the eighth benefit is that the online examination, online interview, everything has become online now. And we have managed about 1.5 years now on online mode, submission of assignments, submission of all the records, and online admissions and online meetings, and even the labs are conducted in virtual mode and online mode. Now everything has become online. So that means, that's a new thing that we have went into a new era, and that's another major benefit. And the ninth one, I would say that even though it is not directly connected to education, it is also indirectly connected, and it's always better that we have this kind of advantages also, benefits also. That is, the relationship in the family has improved because all of them are there in the same house, same room maybe, and medical exigencies, we don't go out in the pandemic, and so it has reduced. And adaptability to various situations, has improved for every individual. Overall expense, if you calculate, you will know that it has come down. And over and about all those things, all of us have understood the power of God because of this pandemic, and because of pandemic only we have gone in for online mode. And so I would say that these are the 9 major benefits that I can think of. And moving over to quickly to the opportunities, I call this as unique opportunities, because of online mode of education. So there are plenty of other opportunities related to pandemic or general education scenario as on date, but specific to online courses being offered, there are opportunities. Maybe some of you have already used it and made it as a benefit to you. But anyway, I think all of us should have a look at these things. Again, 9 points. The first one is that to make the course delivery effective by using project-based learning methodology. So this is very, very important. And everybody is talking about it, but in the regular mode, people are not being able to do it. I don't know why, but there's an ample opportunity for the facilitators to use project-based learning, make it interesting. And that's one opportunity. I don't know how many of them have utilized it. The second opportunity is that to generate hundreds of instant ideas from participants. See, even in the regular classroom, if you want to get ideas from the students, one after another, you got to get, it takes time. Whereas here in the chat box, if I want to get some idea from all of you, if there are about, let's say about 20 people are sitting there now, within a second, all the 20 can enter in the chat box. In a second, I get 20 ideas, which is not possible in the regular mode. And so that's a great advantage, great opportunity. How many of us are utilizing it, making use of it? I don't know. So crowdsourcing is made possible in this form of education. And the third opportunity is that in the virtual laboratories, the variables that you offer, what you change can be anything, right? There's no limit at all. And once you vary the variables the way you want it, you come out with a lot of innovative ideas, which is not possible in the regular one. So regular one, it's all fully monitored. Limitations cannot exceed. If it exceeds, some instruments will burst and all that. Never happens in the virtual mode. So that's another great opportunity which people should think of and utilize it. And the next opportunity is that the evaluation. Everything is in seconds. The MCQ questions or a quiz, anything can be conducted, evaluation can be test can be conducted, and the results can be announced instantaneously, which is not possible otherwise. And even if it is a long question, now we have AI packages which has come again within a few seconds. if it is not at least 1 or 2 seconds, at least in 15-20 seconds, the whole answer can be viewed and evaluated by the AI package, and the results can be announced. So the whole thing has become very, very fast nowadays. And the fifth opportunity is that people can organize, guest lectures, seminars, webinars, and all that. See, the kind of work involved in the normal mode, and compare it with what you need to work, during the online mode compared to offline and online, you will find that, literally at no cost, we can bring in experts to our classroom, and that's a great advantage. Many are not utilizing it, but I think that's great opportunity. And the sixth opportunity is that, see, student management is a great issue. Many are, really worried, concerned about it. How do I engage, whether he is listening or she's listening or not, and so on. And the thought process itself, I'm sure that many teachers have come out with very innovative ideas, and that's a great opportunity for you to innovate and make everybody engage in the regular classroom. And the seventh one is that showcasing the flipped classroom. I heard the flipped classroom methodology being used in Karunya in the video that they showed, and that is the order of the day. So we are called to make the video not don't make it online classroom, make all the students sit and then listen to you and all that. That's not the mode which is recommended. So you need to have recorded videos. Ask the students to view it and then come to the classroom in that 1 hour instead of lecturing online. You make them involve them and make them do some projects, make them clarify all their doubts and so on and so forth. Now that's what is called a flipped classroom, and that's a great opportunity. We have to utilize it. And the eighth one is that to prepare for the digital world. Whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not, the whole world is going to become digital. And if you are not digital savvy, if you're not conversant with all the digital tools and platforms and so on and so forth, we'll be nowhere. And so we have prepared ourselves, and so that's a great opportunity for tomorrow. And the last one is that we have to move from touch screen mode to touchless operations. Nowadays, even the laptop or all the cell phones that what we have, it's all in the touch screen mode. Using a finger, you can do that. But now the pandemic has brought it to a situation where even this touching is not possible. So a lot of technologies have come where all the equipment, whatever that we have now with touch screen, are becoming touchless by actions, by talking, by listening to the sound, the gestures, looking at the gestures. The machines start operating themselves. Now we need to, utilize all these things in the education, and that is what I think we need to do it. I know that I have exceeded my time. I stop here, and thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Dr. Anand Samuel, sir, for taking us through 18 points, focusing on the benefits and also the opportunities. Never did we sound it challenging or negative when you spoke. There's always an opportunity in the challenges that we that's a very nice way of putting it across, and I believe all the teachers who are listening will be benefited by those 18 points. It's already online, so you can go through those points and make it beneficial to you. Let's continue listening to some of the experts. I'm going to now invite Dr. Isaac Livingston, as I told you earlier, who closely interacts with the youngsters and teenagers, and he knows their problems, right? Live, especially he also has a youngster at home, I believe, okay, who is into education, who is into school. So he knows how a father can experience a challenge of having a schoolgoer at home. So our question to you, what kind of challenges do you think arise between the teacher and student relationship, especially because of this online teaching and online education? Your views on this, please.
Respected panel members and all. I know Anandanan more than 10 years. He's a very positive man, man of positive thoughts. His topic is very tough. And he actually gave very positive thoughts. But I will start with the negative thoughts because I see all negative parts in everywhere. The problem starts from the device and technical support. Actually, the teachers and students, they face this problem. This problem creates to some other, all the other problems. So the problem starts from the device and the technical supports. They're not all the students financially well off to own the computer system with camera or an Android mobile device. Even if they possess one, students find hard to recharge the internet regularly. The technical facility, nowadays the bandwidth everywhere it has the issues. Even in the road also, we can't get good bandwidth. Many students do not have high bandwidth and strong internet connection for their online classes they need. In this pandemic situation, affordability is also a big question for the parents to provide all these necessary things to the kids. Distraction. They have too many distractions in the online classrooms. Unlike the physical classroom, teachers where the students is expected to be present inside the classroom, the full section, and listen carefully or attentively. Online teaching allows the students to distract to other activities like browsing in the social media, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and some students watch matches and other videos, or even at times they leave the section and they do their own work. And also distraction inside their house. There are a lot of things they have to distract. See the movement of people, and they say some people have 1 or 2 rooms, and they will be attending in the online classrooms. They will be distracted by the brother, sister, or parents. This kind of distraction, the students cannot involve, and the teachers cannot grab their attention of the students. These two is a very big problem. Engaging students, see in the classrooms, they see face to face. Teachers can see the students face to face. If they're distracted, they will find the student has been distracted. Say he has been taken special care. Now on these online classes, so many windows. How many windows? See, the particular teacher is concentrating in teaching, and they have to cover the portions. The management will ask what are the portions they have covered. So she has to rest to cover the program, the subjects. They cannot go and see in each and every window whether this particular kid is attentive in the classroom or not. Engaging students is a very difficult thing. Not all students are particularly active in the section. Impossible to all mentors. The students at times they leave the meeting. See, they will go outside the meeting whenever they wish, and they will come and sit. They don't have the continuity. The teachers, they cannot give the personal attention to the particular students. If they're in front of the teacher, if some 10-15 students are sitting in the front of the teacher, she will study the face. See, he is listening. His mind is physically present here and mentally absent. She will study and she will get the attention of the student. She will try to do it. But in the online classes, that is practically, it is not possible for the teacher to follow each and every student. That is the main thing. And lack of motivation. See, students should be motivated in each and every part. They love that. Students also love that. If the teacher motivate the students, he or she will be encouraged more to attend the class. But in the online classes, it is 100% it is not possible. Some teachers put a personal effect, and they will try to build that situation, but the motivation will lack. Children struggle to learn continuously when they are glued. We are gluing the student to the system. Automatically the students may lose their attention to loneliness. Actually, one thing, they have practiced with a team of members, students sitting one and all, and they will ask some questions, they will give some comments. These are all absent here. They sit idly in front of a mobile or some device, and that loneliness, the students are not able to mingle with their peer students in the class. Worst situation, they develop depression too. There's too many students, depression too. They are not able to communicate well in the social media as WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook. Normally, some students feel shy to talk in the classroom itself. They, on the online classes, they avoid to ask the right questions or to interact with the teachers or something, because if they ask something wrong, all the people will laugh. So I may ask the right question or I may ask wrong question. So the students will simply sit idle. That is the main problem. And the teacher also cannot find whether, see, if I laugh like this and I sit I am enjoying the classroom. The teachers know, she will think that he is listening or she is listening. But inside, they might do anything as on the window, that particular student may watch a comedy also. And they will be engaged in other thing. So the teacher has the more problem. It's the relationship, teachers and student relationship. It cannot be 100% successful. Actually, in my language, online classes is stepmother. In my language, I think actually mother is the mother and stepmother is a stepmother. We are actually technology we are using these days. The technology we are using, and we are trying to cope up everything by technology. It is not possible. The touch is a feel. The student can give a touch, teacher's touch, give a very excellent feel for a student. It cannot be done in the online classroom. And the encouragement from the students, and see, whenever a teacher try to educate the students, the encouragement from the students and the listening and grasping thing from the student, it will also motivate the teacher. So lot of physical feel we are missing in the online classes. Loneliness, I told you, by saying the students see some teachers, by seeing the face of the students itself, she will decide or he will decide, see, he is attentive, he is not attentive. And the online classes and all, we are missing a lot of things. And see, you are all educationalists and expert people. You know, when after 1.5 years, when the student come and sit in front of you, you will see a different he or she after a long period. This is a practical difficulty. Every students actually, now they are working 200%. For the online class itself, they are working 200%. And after that, they have to work on regular classes, they have to work 500% to educate the student once again. That may be a very tough job for a teacher. Anyway, the teacher is a teacher because in our Tamil, they will say Mata, Pita, Guru, and Devam. They have kept even God in the fourth. Mother and father and teacher in the third position. So they have the very big challenge. Teachers have the very big challenge, and they will do it. Actually, 80% teachers are dedicated teachers. They have to build a very big, very good society. So they have dedicated to build a very big society, and we are praying to the fast endemic, the fast end of this endemic, pandemic, and we have to go into normal life. And we pray for the teacher and we pray for the management, easy to educate the people and bring back the normal situation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Isaac Livingston, for bringing out the realities. Of course, though we really don't want this online teaching to happen. So most of the teachers who are listening to this on YouTube, they're not the ones who are saying, no, we want to teach online. All the teachers, I'm sure they are all waiting to go into their classrooms and teach. But unfortunately, the pandemic has forced us to go to this option to take it online. Online classes were once a distant dream, but today that is the way to go forward. So beautifully, Dr. Anand Samuel, he has brought out what challenges and opportunities lay ahead. And Dr. Isaac Livingston has said, what are the realities that we are facing? But as I said, this is going to be the way forward for another few more months or at least a couple of years. We really don't know. I have my personal experience when students come and say, sir, just send me the link, I will join online. Even if I ask them to come to a place, they say, sir, just link is enough, sir, I need not come. So that's the mindset of, as Dr. Anand Samuel said, Gen Z and the Alpha Gen. Things have changed. But with this challenging trends around us, our teachers, we also need to equip ourselves. So I'm going to now invite the Vice Chancellor of Karunya University, Dr. Manna Jawahar, who will speak to us on what kind of efforts, commitments, and preparedness a teacher can take to cope up with these challenging times. So over to you, Manna Jawahar, sir, with your words of wisdom.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to all. In fact, sometimes we may have to depend on stepmother. As the previous speaker told, it is a time we have to follow whatever stepmother says. On behalf of Karunya Deemed University, As a Vice Chancellor of Karunya, I am extremely happy to welcome all the members who are listening this, particularly the panel members. Before that, Dr. Anand Samuel was speaking, then Isaac was speaking, now myself, and hereafter 3 more panelists, they will talk. Anand Samuel, he is a very close friend of mine. Similarly, most of them I know by name. Few of them I closely have contact. And our Jemima, she is not only alumnus of Karunya, but also academic and administrative head of King's Engineering College. So once again, let me welcome one and all present here with along with Dr. Joseph Kennedy, Dean. Now the topic of my speech is regarding the problems and problems faced by teachers in online teaching, online examination. Nowadays, we have to use online for all. Advantages are more, disadvantages are less. Usually, this is the time young students write entrance examinations, consider which colleges to apply or make plans for studies abroad. But there is nothing usual about the times today. The pressure on students and higher education institutions is high schools and universities are being closed and examinations postponed. Classrooms are going virtual and admissions for the upcoming academic year are fraught with confusion. According to UNESCO, over 320 million students in Indian schools and colleges are currently impacted. Recent study conducted by International Association of Universities on the impact of COVID-19 on higher education around the world says that an immediate and effective response to the crisis was to do digital. Developing robust online platforms has become necessary to offer continuity in learning. Yet in a developing country like India, with vast disparity in socio-economic backgrounds of students and the quality of education institutions, the shift has not been easy. Good teachers. Good teachers means teaching should be good. He may be qualified teachers, but not only qualified, but also good teachers. The students should feel that his teaching will be highly knowledgeable. Whatever doubt we ask, he or she will clarify everything. Then students will respect teachers. So good teachers, refreshed curricula and effective tools will ensure students stay involved and active in the learning process. At the same time, the forced move to distance teaching and learning offers important opportunities to propose more flexible learning possibilities, explore blended or hybrid learning, and to mix synchronous learning with asynchronous learning. Karunya has rightly responded to the crisis of COVID-19. These include the transition to online classrooms to maintain academic continuity, knowledge creation through webinars, ensuring emotional wellness by building strength, support, and awareness, learning and development by building access for student communities to online, MOOCs and e-resources through SWAYAM, Google, etc. Creating scholarship opportunities, admissions mobility by adapting artificial intelligence enabled process, the establishment of the Office of Digital Learning and Online Education, etc. Today, we are entering a phase where teachers are making a great gradual shift from real classrooms to virtual classrooms. The biggest challenge for educators in the virtual learning space is understanding how much a student is involved in class. Previous speaker also told about this. In real classrooms, a teacher can pick up non-verbal cues from the body language of the students. But in efforts taken by the teachers to conduct the class through online more than before. Many students are passive and make them participate actively is not an easy job. I read an article in a paper, an English teacher at a government school about her. She is teaching her classes online every day from 8 a.m. to till 5 p.m. She stays in the office, glued to her phone as she juggles students' queries on WhatsApp and calls while giving out notes and assignments. Once she is done with classes for the day, the 44-year-old starts preparing and recording video lessons for the next day. The black marker in her hands, she stands before a whiteboard and delivers the lesson to an imaginary audience, while her son, a college-going student, films her on a mobile phone. There is hardly any time left after classes to focus on other things for the teacher. The cycle of planning, preparing, recording, along with daily classes and feedback calls to parents is taxing. A private school teacher, on the other hand, said that a greater part of a class goes in asking children to mute or unmute the mic or not use the chat box. There is a lot of disruption. They keep sending emotions in the chat box and text not related to the class. Sometimes when she asks children to switch off the mic, some overprotective parents get hurt and write emails complaining about this. A coordinator, program education technology from Haryana said that the department was aware of the technological constraints and had responded. They brought teachers together on a WhatsApp group and shared explainer videos about the basics of recording lectures and delivering live lectures as and when the need arose. Not everything can be taught through training. Sometimes there are many things that one learns through experience. To improve online courses, I can give 9 tips to teachers. Always ensure that your course has a coherent structure and that materials are well organized. Second one is put extra effort into ensuring that students understand what he or she expected from them. Third tip is send regular whole class communication. Fourth one, remain responsive to students' strengths. Fifth one is ask students to lead discussions. Sixth one, stay flexible. Be ready to adjust deadlines and grading policies and deadlines in response to student needs. Seventh one is be familiar with the course's environment. Make sure to preview your course as a student. Eighth one is some students will be unresponsive. Have a plan for reaching out to them. And final tip is provide timely feedback on assignments. I hope these points will be helpful to the online facilitators. So in Karunya, teachers, whatever required, we have sufficient number of teachers, and more than 90% of the teachers are doctorates, and they are good teachers. Not only qualified, good teachers. They used to mingle with students, and they used to treat them in par with their own son or daughter, or brothers or sisters. And I used to express my sincere thanks to all the teachers in Karunya. Similarly, other teachers. With these few words, let me congratulate the efforts taken by Dr. B.Sc and this, the Alumni Association head, B.Sc. Both of them have.
Thank you, Manna Jawahar sir, for those very practical and real-time inputs out of your years of experience. We definitely cherish listening to you. There are a few more questions also coming from our participants on YouTube, so we'll be bringing those questions also to you. So key things that remain in my mind is be responsive. I think that is something which a teacher is made for, especially online. Be a little flexible, don't be too rigid. Like when we go into a class, we are able to directly speaking to the students, but online we can't. So let's be a little flexible, have patience, and give timely feedback to the students and also to the parents when they ask something. Wonderful. So let's keep listening. And some of the points that came up again and again from Dr. Manna Jawahar was take efforts to improve yourself. So now I'm going to invite Mr. Alan Paul Isaac, who is a technical person here, who also handles the live streaming of Satyam TV programs, who's going to speak to us on the technology and tools which can be commonly used. There are some questions on YouTube which we just received, where teachers are asking how we can make our online teaching a little more exciting by using these technology tools. So let's listen to Mr. Alan Paul Isaac, who will speak to us on the technology and tools commonly used online. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to everyone present in the panel. I'm very humbled and honored to be a part of this panel. And I'm also honored to be a part of this panel because I love Anand Samuel Uncle so much and about his work. Dad has told a lot about him. He's such an inspiration to what I'm doing today, Uncle. So coming back to the topic, they've told me to talk about the tools and technologies that are commonly used during the online classes. We've been into this online class for the past 1.5 years, and we have been exploring, and we did a lot of R&D in this thing, and we have arrived at I think at least we are 60% sure about what we are going to do. These online classes are going to continue, and there is a lot more space to explore in this, and there are a lot of new technologies that are evolving too. But we hope that this all gets over soon, and we need the live classes soon. So I've categorized the needs of online class into 4 parts, 4 important tools. The being first, we need a remote teaching tool. Then we need work planning tool, and we need an assessment tool. And importantly, we need good teaching aids. So these 4 important tools are needed for making the online classes more effective. So talking about the remote teaching tools, they're also known as online communication tools. So to be told easily, now popularly used Google Meet and Zoom. They have been giving constant updates to the platform every month, every week. They're giving new features and it will keep on being evolving. And there are a lot of features added in the last 1 year or so. So we find Google Meet and Zoom to be equally useful in those areas. And speaking about work planning tools, a lot of schools don't use this. Like small schools and all don't use this, but larger and premium institutions actually ensure that they use this work planning tool. Commonly, a lot of schools use Google Classroom nowadays, and there are a lot of own apps that are made by the school management themselves to ensure that online classes are planned properly, because the planning plays an important role. Students, they don't know which class they have to go inside and to which link they have to go inside. So all those things are being made efficient by using these work planning tools. Also, they can Google Classroom teachers are able to schedule classrooms. They are able to send the timetables and all. They are able to get the assessment papers from the students. So Google Classroom is the best. There are also own apps developed by the schools for privacy concerns, but uh, from my side and what we do for our school, we actually go for Google Classroom, and we find it to be very effective. And assessment tools, mainly this part is very important because students do a lot of malpractice in the assessments, as all of you know. Even not only the school students, university students too. Even though we do a lot of monitoring systems, we create a lot of good monitoring systems and admission systems. Students tend to copy. So those platforms are also evolving nowadays. Like recently, the well-known Examly portal is being used by a lot of other schools and universities to monitor children. That exam prompting softwares. And small schools, they also use Google Forums, and some people use Drive. That is all there, but still that is all cost effective. If schools are ready to spend on this, if colleges are ready to spend on that, Examly online prompting tool is very good. And teaching aids, it depends on different classes, different walks of education. So but a lot of schools, they don't use teaching aids nowadays. Like even the middle class people, they are not getting proper teaching aids from the schools they are into. Only the premium schools and hi-fi institutions make sure the teaching aids are given properly. So these 4 important things play an important role in uh, ensuring that online classes go in a very good way. And there are also some challenges that are being faced by the team, which we constantly discuss in our weekly meeting in our school. We also have a media college for Satyam, and even there we face a lot of problems which undergo these 7 important points. There are a lot of challenges that we face, but still I would like to point out just the 7 important things that we are undergoing right now. The skill sharing and transfer of knowledge is not fully possible. Like my dad shared and a lot of other panel members shared, we are not able to share life skills and soft skills to children like how we used to share when we do the live interactive classes. Students, we are not able to read them. We are not able to get whether they understood or not. Only to a certain extent we are able to know what they are thinking. And as uncle said, multiple tabs. People are using multiple tabs as distractions, and including people I see around me and children I see around me. They just open the online class for the namesake and for the attendance sake. They're having multiple tabs and they're distracted in games, videos, etc. And reaching the teacher one-to-one is a very big problem now. Actually, that is not a problem, but students hesitate to talk to the teachers, frankly. They don't know the way to talk to the teachers, frankly. They're hesitant that people will tease them in the class if they ask some funny questions. So that is not there. That is a big challenge. And they're not able to mainly mingle with their peers and friends. Nowadays, this thing is very important because children, when they join the school, they join in the age of 3 or 3.5, but they're not able to come into the school till they're 5. That important problem we are facing now. They do not know any basics. Being in school industry, I'm facing these problems, and I know that a lot of other friends are facing the same. Since the children are not able to mingle with their peers, they find it very difficult to cope up when they come back by 5. They don't like to talk to others. Even we had several events happening in our school for the last January, February, March, and all. We had some events that we organized, like carnival and graduation ceremony. We had a new school inauguration. All those functions, students were very happy, but they could not. They were not the way they were when they came to school. They all changed to a very large extent. They are not able to mingle with peers anymore. That should change, and when they come back to school only, that's possible. There are few ways in which we can make them mingle with the peers, even in online classes. We are actually working on it, like giving some time, a separate period per week to talk to their friends in Zoom with the administration of teachers. They should be seeing what topics they're talking. We should give them space to discuss about different things that's happening around them in their life, and we should make them speak. In those ways, we can make them mingle with peers in online classes. And it also has a very big medical impact that a lot of parents are complaining in school when we have this PTM and all. A lot of parents, what they say is, my child is not able to sit for a very long time. He's having severe eye pain and headache, those stuff. Being a college students, they can find it very easy, but school students, they find it very difficult. They are not able to cope up with the eye pain, or they just simply don't want their children to undergo such problems. So parents are very concerned about it, and that is a very big problem now. A lot of students, I've seen 5th standard students going to, in this past 1 year, they're getting glasses, and their eye power, they're getting eye power and all. So that is a very big challenge that we are facing. And all the children, like the poor people, middle class people, the richer people, they all don't get the same common devices. Even in one class, if you given one class 30 children, all of them don't have a common device. Like one student will have a very premium device, the other student won't have that kind of device. So this one tool is very important. The devices are not common. We are not able to do anything about this for the past 1 year, but we surely need to find an alternative. At least if this is going to continue for another 1 year, this cannot be happening continuously. We should ensure that all children gets equal opportunity. Some people use laptops that is very interactive and the learning is very good in laptop, but in mobile phone that is not up to that standard. So that is a very big concern. So all that I'd like to say is, we cannot stop children from learning, but we can help them learn the good and useful things around them, leaving the bad and useless things. So that is what this online class is all about. And thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alan Paul Isaac, for those insights, and also for introducing certain tools. Of course, our teachers are all adept with what's happening online, especially the assessment tools, where the students cannot malpractice or loop around it and cheat the teachers. There are AI-driven, artificial intelligence-driven tools which are really up to the mark for online assessments. And thank you for sharing your challenges as well. As an administrator of the school, as a CEO of the Olive Tree School, we know what challenges you face in bringing up students to the same platform, teachers to the same platform. We also have a few questions which will be taken up during the Q&A time. So please hang on with us. We'll like to listen from you. Now let's bring in our next panel member, Mrs. Jemima Amritaraj, who is a parent, who is a motivational speaker, a blogger, and she's also much involved in the administration of the school. All right, so she's also involved in the administration of the King's Institute run by her husband. So we are going to listen from her, and she's going to speak to us on the benefits and challenges faced by the students, the other side of the story. We were speaking about teachers, we were speaking about parents. Now, what happened to the students? So she's going to represent of what challenges and benefits children face. Over to you, Mrs. Jamie Amartaraj.
Very warm greetings to one and all of you here. It's indeed my great joy and privilege actually to be part of this panel. I go back to my days in Karunya. Karunya not only prepared me for management or managing different businesses, but it really prepared me for life itself. So when we talk about virtual learning and online classes, I really feel sorry for children who do not have that one-on-one interaction with teachers. More than the words and everything that we learned from all our teachers, it was their life itself that taught us valuable lessons that even up to today we are able to remember. It's my joy to have Brighton sir, Daffy ma'am, Hepzibah ma'am, all of them were teachers when I was studying, and still I'm so glad to see all of them, and Manar Jawahar sir for being part of our college when we had the conference and everything. All of you, it's a great joy. So over to my topic. When I think about like Brighton sir said in the beginning of the session, I've been wearing a lot of different hats right now. Being a parent, being student on one side, I'm also heading a school and college. So when we look at the various problems that are faced in the school level and college level, it's different. But as a parent, I'm here to speak on the different challenges that we face. And as students, when I look at my children, what are the issues they are facing? The children of our college, what are the issues they are facing? The first thing is, as parents, we have a huge dilemma with fees. When we think on one side, we feel that we are paying too much, maybe because we are not using the school or the college facility. We are not using any of their their amenities, but at the same time the fees has not reduced a lot. But on the other side, we have to be spending on gadgets, on internet, on electricity, and so there's a lot of dilemma and talk that is going on. I'm part of almost 3 parent group, and of course 3 or 4 times a day we get messages in the group saying, why don't we talk to the management about this? Maybe they are costing us too much. And on one side, I'm also fixing fees for different classes and different categories in my school or college. So all these things come into play. There's a huge dilemma with the fees in the parents, and when parents are discussing within the family, the children are also listening to it and thinking maybe we are troublesome to our parents. They are watching that their parents are not having jobs, they're going through difficult times, they're seeing that their parents are cutting down on costs. So this has an impact on the children. They're thinking maybe they're a burden to their parents. And the second thing is it's almost like an oxymoron. Like so many times we have told our children, please shut down the laptop, give me the phone, stop watching TV, don't do this. We try to, all these years we've been trying to cut down their time on the laptop or the internet, but right now, like Mannar Jawahar said, we have to depend on the stepmother, and we have to allow them to be for such a long period of time with gadgets. They have to do everything online, they're listening to classes online, and they have to submit online, they're learning online. So everything is gadgets. So there's a big contradiction within within the way that we have brought them up. All these years we've been saying don't do it, and suddenly we ourselves are giving it to them. The third thing that we as parents we have become more tech savvy, and we have learned so much to do on the internet. We have learned to connect printers or download, troubleshoot, and so much more. I think we are able to connect with our children in a much better level. We are able to monitor them, like before, when we used to hand over phones or let them watch laptops, a lot of parents didn't know how things went around in it. But right now, due to this current situation, we are able to be a lot more involved in monitoring our children. The last thing that from a parent point of view I can say is, we have learned that life is more important than any kind of education. We are so grateful that our children are alive, and we are not shouting at them for getting a little bit of low marks. We have seen so many students lose their lives over education. They have probably committed suicide or things like that due to the pressure that was upon them due to the fear of exams and everything. But as parents, I think we have become more considerate over our children, and we have just learned to understand that life is more important than educating our children itself. In such times as this, we have realized that classrooms have no boundaries, but we also tend to realize that we need boundaries in life. Children need certain boundaries. We always think that the sky is the limit, but this is a time when we realize that there needs to be certain boundaries in the life of our children. There needs to be a classroom structure. There needs to be somewhere that children are confined, so that within the confined setup and within boundaries, they learn a lot more. Also, children always tend to enjoy lack of monitoring or inspection during this online session. They just enjoy, even like everybody said, I can even show you pictures. I was sharing some pictures with Hepzibah ma'am of how my daughter would actually have YouTube on one side and the class would be going on the other side. So we need constant monitoring of these little children, because now they have access to the entire internet. There are apps that we have to shut down. We have to give a lot of parental controls, but this might not be possible for every parent. They might actually give their phone or their gadget and go off to work, so there is very less monitoring that happens. And the other thing that happens is, now there is no fear of exams or teachers. Now they just know that they're going to pass, especially in the school level up to 8th standard, and this year 12th standard students have no exams. They're just going into college, and we just realized that there is so much that is beyond exams. There is so much learning that can happen even without exams. But at the same time, we also realize how much these exams and monitoring systems and testing helps a child to actually learn. So it's like an oxymoron. Everything, we have seen the good and the bad side. One of the things that I also realize is the culture of fear and the culture of the exam fear has lifted off in a large extent. But we also really the students really lack the actual learning. We really can't test how much they have learned in this year. There is a lot of social behavioral changes that has happened, the social etiquette, because they have not been with children, they have not interacted one on one. There's a lot of social behavioral changes. They're so grumpy at times because they don't have that friendship and relationship that they used to have in school. One of the things that I have seen in my house is, I have two daughters, and one of them is a rote learner. She can just learn, if you just tell her, she'll just capture the words and repeat after you. But the other one is a tactile learner. She needs to touch, she needs to feel, and she needs to involve a lot more. So in a classroom, there are different kinds of learners, and online learning actually does not help children with learning difficulties, children who learn differently. And sometimes it is difficult for them. But if teachers take the time, there have been teachers who have come one-on-one with students, even in online, to help them to cope up with the other students, so it really helps them. So these are some of the issues that are faced by children. And focus and attention issues are also a big part, because a child's normal attention span is about 20 minutes, but we have a 50-minute class, and it's very difficult to keep watching the teacher online. Like we used to talk about work-life balance, now we have to talk about study-life balance, because almost the whole day, from morning 9 o'clock to almost 2 o'clock, children are sitting in front of laptops. After that, they have to finish and submit a lot of things, and there is a lot of issues with regard to life and study. It's all confused. But if a child is growing up in a happy home, I don't think this is an issue. But if there are parents who are fighting, single parents or parents who are struggling to meet both ends, I think a child, when they go to a school, it's a kind of an escape from that kind of environment. But in joint families, where there is a lot of problems and issues, the child is going through a lot of psychological issues. We have actually seen children get hit by parents in on live when the classes are going on and things like that. So a lot of children go through a lot of emotional trauma during this time. A whole generation of students, almost 3.1 million, 321 million students have stopped going to schools and have got back into jobs. So I would like to conclude by just two things. Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 15, it says, correction and discipline are good for children. If they get their own way, they will make their mothers ashamed. A child left to himself will be a disgrace to the mother. That's what the Bible says. So in spite of online learning and in spite of Zoom classes and everything, we definitely have to monitor our children, spend our time with them. In spite of our busy schedules, we need to look after them. We need to inspect their learning. If there is inspection and learning, definitely there will be learning that happens. We can connect to our children on a better level, and whatever be the situation, we have learned that all things are possible. So when we cross through the situation, we know that this is not going to be for a long time. Definitely there will be a change, there will be better days that come around. So we are hoping for better days, and with all these challenges and difficulties, with God's help, we will be able to overcome. I just thank you for this opportunity, especially for Dr. Hepzibah ma'am for inviting me, and I would like to turn over the session to Brighton sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Jemima. Wonderful. Thank you for pouring out your heart as an administrator, as a mother, as a teacher, as a student also, as you go through your academic studies in PhD and things like that. So it's a very thin balance. So one of the participants on YouTube has posted a question. All these I have heard, but how do we change things online? So for whoever is listening online, I would like to place this response before you. It's very difficult to change. As Mahatma Gandhi, father of a nation, beautifully put across, he said, the change that you want to see in the world starts with you. So the change starts with us first, and it's the ability to adapt to the changing situations. And I'm sure with all these inputs from experts, we'll be able to learn new technologies, adapt ourselves, make sure we balance. One of the key points mentioned by Mrs. Jemima was the balance between study and work for the students. Work and family for the parents. Of course, we see a lot of children being really silent in online classes because of the situations around them. There's fights there, children disturbing, there is noise, there's equipments running in the background, and the children really don't want to even open up their videos, because if they open up, their friends are going to make fun of them, teacher is going to scold them. So it is really, really challenging, but the education has to go on. One of the teachers has put up in the chat, she says, even though I put so much effort to engage the students online, I'm not very confident how much it has gone into them on the other side, which is very real, very practical. So hang on for a few more minutes. We're going to listen from another very senior academician who will speak to us on teacher psychology, the commitment and balancing home and work. So we have Dr. Selvaraj, who was earlier been with Karunya University as Dean of the division, and he's a mathematics professor. There are a few questions from the participants. They asked, sir, how can I make maths class very interesting online? So if possible, Dr. Selvaraj can add his words of wisdom onto that, and also speak to us on teacher psychology and balancing home and work. Over to you, Dr. Selvaraj, sir. Please unmute your mic and you can speak, sir.
Am I?
Yes, sir. You're clear.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Anbu. I am very happy. I am asked to talk about this teachers' psychology and these online classes, and of course some questions that arise in the from the audience also can be answered. Okay, we all know that due to this pandemic, the schools and the colleges have been closed for more than a year, and there is an academic discontinuity. So in this scenario, students they are very comfortable, they feel very happy because they need not attend the classes and all, schools and all. But there is a heavy academic discontinuity. So in order to address this problem, we are enforcing these online classes, both for the students and also for the teachers. See, during this time, I met two students, one boy and one girl on the way. I asked the boy, "Oh, hello, how are you? How are your studies are getting on? The boy replied, I am missing online classes very badly. Then I asked, did you understand more there? The boy replied, no, I could sleep more there. This is the reply I got from one student, this boy. Then on another day, I met a girl student. And she said, I like online classes very much, sir. Then I asked, why do you like online classes? You know what the reply was? Because teacher can be stuck, mute, and even disappeared anytime. So from these two answers, I would like to answer the question raised by, or the question coined by the department to answer about the teacher's psychology. Here, psychology plays a very dominant role. Teachers handling online classes must know at least some kind of education psychology. This alone will help them to judge their students about their behavior, ability, cognitivity, creativity, strength, weakness. So if the teacher knows all these about students, he can very well manage the student both in the classical way of doing the traditional way of taking classes in the classroom, also taking classes on the online. So this psychology the teacher should have. Nowadays, you see, immediately they finish their courses of programs and they are appointed and they take classes. They do not know the student psychology and all. During 1950s, you see, even for taking first standard, second standard, even teachers, those elementary school teachers were asked to study some kind of psychology and some kind of logic. This will help you a lot to manage the situation. Okay, now we have to start a class. Either it is online or classroom, whatever it may be. As a mathematics teacher, due to I have put up 48 years of experience. So from my experience, I am giving. Sometimes I may be correct or I may be wrong, but those things which seem to be good, you can utilize. How to start a class? So every teacher, they have to start a class with easy question, first of all, for which every student knows the answer. See what a beautiful thing, you know. You ask a question such that every student knows the answer. In that case, all the two students are ready to answer and they are very attentive to you. See, now you are bringing their minds to your control and you are very confident that now you whatever you tell, they will learn. That's one thing. Then on any account, teacher may be great. I understand. Even in the beginning, the moderator Anbu asked everyone to remember about their teachers. Yes, it helps a lot because my teachers are very great. So I am very happy to remember them at least this morning and continue my course of lecture here. You see, no teacher, the teacher should not underestimate any student because this will definitely harm their confidence. So this is very, very important. And another thing is, no teacher should have self-estimate. This will affect their abilities. Because the teacher, if we boast ourselves and saying that I know this and that, you know who I am. See, I know everything. I have come across all these things. If you say like that, student will first of all, they will be afraid of the teacher, and they will definitely should not look at the face of the teacher, and they will better they look at on the bench and writing something on the desk like that. It will be going on. Therefore, we should not underestimate. At the same time, we should not self-estimate. These two are basic principles, fundamental principles. Every teacher, whether school teacher or college teacher or wherever they take, see, They should have all these two things in their mind. Then the teacher, because he has to communicate many things, so he should have communication skills. And very important thing is subject knowledge. See, all of a sudden we could go and take the chalkpiece and go to the board and do this and that. We will immediately, mistakes will come and will come down and we will catch a student and we will scold them and we will come out. That should not be the case. Subject knowledge is the basic thing. So teachers should have communication skills, also subject knowledge. Also, the very important thing that most of the teachers nowadays lack means parental care of the students. Every student must feel free to come to the teacher to ask for any question that he has got in his mind. He may have even some family problem. In my tenure of service, you see, I have resolved so many problems. They're not mathematical problems, they're family problems. See, by giving very good counseling. Therefore, a teacher should have ability. Emma?
Sir, now we can hear, sir. Please go ahead.
You hear?
Yes. So you can put the phone, horizontal, sir. Yes, now it's perfect. Go ahead.
Okay. Now you see, so the parental care should be there. Then,
can you turn the phone? Sorry, can you turn the phone? It's not in the right direction.
Is it correct or not? Now?
Now it's correct, sir. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Because somebody is disturbing.
Go ahead.
And when is it right?
Yes, sir. Perfect.
Okay. Now you see.
Yeah. 2 more minutes.
Now, okay. Now, teachers should have the ability to keep the students excited. That is very, very important. They must be waiting to hear the teacher. That is very important. If you come and wake the student from the desk, then it is impossible to teach you what you wanted to. See, because nowadays students think that it is only ready-made food. Therefore, what the students will say, they will come and they will just say something and things will be over like that. That should not be like that. Then another thing is, don't think that the teachers do not have any problem. They have problem. That you see, for women teachers, there is no need to say, because they have to take care of their children. They have to take care of their cooking. They have to answer neighbors, sometimes visitors. Then they have to sacrifice sleep also. Finally, they have to sit before they have to come for the online classes. So for all these things, naturally, teachers will get disappointment. And this disappointment should be overcome by their interest they say towards these classes and all. Even though bearing all the problems, teachers sometimes they are disappointed. See, one teacher said to the students, I will become mad taking online classes amidst all these troubles and all. You know what the reply came? A boy replied, will you come to my street then? He asked. I hope you will catch the point. So we cannot ask the boy, why are you late? They will simply say traffic. If we say, why sir? For online classes, why you say traffic and all? Yes, ma'am, it is network traffic. They will say like that. So students are very intelligent nowadays. Therefore, managing the students on online classes is a very, very greatest task for a teacher. For that, basic knowledge of psychology is essential. I hope that I have done justification to the topic that you have given to me, and I here stop. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Selvaraj, sir, for adding. Please stay on. We will definitely have questions coming to you. You very briefly mentioned about connecting with the students. You were saying about how you can make students feel comfortable. Ask a very simple question to start your class with. It can be even online, not necessarily the classroom. Never underestimate a student. Don't over project about yourself. That's a very valid point, because when we speak more about ourselves, students naturally go away from us thinking, I cannot come up to that teacher's level. And subject knowledge is very important, good communication skills, and parental care, which is a challenge now. If you are meeting the student at the school campus, in the classroom, there is time for you to call them and talk to them. But here online, we really don't know when the student leaves the Zoom meeting and goes. Whether he is there or not, we don't know. But still, I would like to conclude after a few minutes with another quote which says, there is a possibility to connect. Always keep the students excited. Thank you very much for all your inputs, our respected panel members, out of your experiences, out of your loads of experience in real time and in academia. We have a few questions which have come from the participants. I'm going to post certain questions. I'm going to first pull up Mr. Alan Paul Isaac as a technical person who has also been involved in developing tools. So the question which many of these teachers have asked, how do we handle poor attendance? When students come and tell, sir, internet problem here, I'm unable to connect. They're giving 101 excuses to be away from the class. How do you think we can match this up? That is number one. And there's another follow-up question which another teacher has used. Is there a tool which we can use for conducting online assessment? Because we see student just keeping his paper or something in front of his computer and writing, but we really don't know how to monitor. Is he really writing? Is he looking into something else in writing? We don't know. If there is a tool that you can suggest to do the online assessment, it will be of help. Over to you.
Actually, for the first question, you asked about the maximum attendance, how to bring maximum attendance and presentness to the class. Usually, what I do in my campus is, usually I ensure that there are only less number of students in one class. Even though like 15 children to 20 children, we ensure that they are under one teacher. And we give mentors, separate mentors for every 20 children or 15 children. Even the class strength is 40, we actually, by God's grace, we are recruiting teacher even in the time of pandemic. We're recruiting new teachers to split up the classes, and we ensure that the teacher calls the student up and calls him to the school classroom and makes him come to the class. Every first period, they call the children or their parents, and if they have a very valid reason, they accept it, or else they ensure that the child comes into the class. Separate team working for it in the school who ensures attendance to the children. Yeah, there are some challenges that we face, like they say that they don't have proper internet connection, all those things they'll say. But nowadays, those kind of problems, only the poor children and some underprivileged children only will undergo. From low middle class to upper middle class children, all of them don't undergo such problems. The internet capability is very good in India. We are getting ready to go into 5G. So 4G is there everywhere. So students, that is lame. That's a lame excuse always. There is no absentees in examination. How is that possible? Need students know how to come into the class. So it is just lame reasons. So this is how we solve the first problem. Like, we have mentors, they call up and ensure the students come into the class. And the second question, you asked about having assessments. There are two ways, sir. The first way is like I told, the exam prompting softwares, that they're very useful, but they come with the expense. Like Examly, they're all expensive. The institutions need to spend a lot of money into them. If the institution is not ready to spend on Examly, we simply do prompting through Zoom or Google Meet, sir. We don't. We suggest Google Meet or Zoom. There also only 20 children will be there into one exam hall. We call it an exam hall, online exam hall. We have only 20 children inside a classroom where every child is monitored in equal interval. But it is best to have the exam prompting software, but it comes with the expense. If not, please go for Google Meet or Zoom exam halls. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we continue with the questions and responses to those questions, I would like to place a small information here. We're going to see a small video from the university, Karunya University, about what is happening, especially with the Maths department. And also there's a good news, my friends. If you're still thinking of what kind of tool I can use for conducting online exams, Karunya University is known for conducting its online exam. They've done one of the best last year and the year before. So you can always get in touch with the exam office for that. So let's look into this video and we'll continue with our question and answer session. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, Brian.
Thank you for sharing that video. You can always get in touch with the Karunya University Admissions Office for mathematics admissions and for all the other engineering courses. Variety of courses are being offered by the institute. I think Mrs. Jemima, you wanted to add a point to the previous question. Please go ahead.
Uh, Basically what we do to ensure that every child has comes to class is like assign them with responsibilities. Even in online classes we do give them responsibilities like for saying a prayer, or and taking attendance of the students, and preparing something for the class that day. Every day it's like an effort, but we ensure that we assign, especially the ones we know that are not going to attend, especially we pull up those students and give them things that they have to do for that day. So it ensures that they are involved in the class. The main thing is boredom. The reason why they don't want to attend is like they're really bored. So if we involve them in whatever capacity that they can probably read the news or what's happening or updates like that, little things ensure that they join the class every day. Even in college, that's what we are trying to do. We ensure that all the 30 students are involved in some way or the other to organize a class or send a link or something like that, send related videos. So that's the one of the things that can be used in online classes.
Right. Thank you. Thank you for adding that. Since we are physically apart, I think assigning them responsibilities and following up with them personally definitely makes an impact. Thank you for adding that point, Mrs. Jemima. So, a question to Anand Samuel, sir, as a mathematics professor, as a vice chancellor of as a university, that's a repeated question. How do I bring the lab experience in real to online? How do I make max teaching exciting online? There are a couple of questions on that. Is there any words of wisdom from you, sir? So please unmute your mic. So please unmute your mic, sir.
Okay. I'm sorry that there's a mistaken identity. Now, I am not a maths professor.
Yeah.
I don't teach maths. I am an engineer, mechanical engineer. But it so happened that last time they called me, the similar, I think, maths ma'am, she called. So I came in. So I am ignorant, as ignorant as anybody else. But what I can tell you right now is that at VIT, our maths professors, now they took up this issue and they made it interesting to the students. How they did it is that instead of going to the blackboard, I'm talking about pre-pandemic days, that time itself, not now, right? Now it is continuing. Even during the pre-pandemic days, instead of going to the classroom and then going to the blackboard and then writing the equations and solving the mathematical problems, what they did was that they always took them to a lab, a math lab, okay, where software packages are available. So they give, I'm talking about engineering students. So I have no clue of what's happening in schools. So in engineering colleges, yes, maths can be taught in an interesting way, involving all the students in the labs. So we always have maths lab. So and it's coincidentally it's a MATLAB software that is available there, and so that's the only point that I would like to place it here. In addition to it, whether it is maths or science or any other subject, I am of the opinion that making a subject interesting or not, it fully depends on the teacher. If the teacher wants, he or she can make it interesting. See, you Google and find out, how to make the classroom interesting. You will get 50 different ideas overnight. So you employ them there in the classroom, and you have passion, and you will definitely make it interesting and involve all the students. And Daniel Pink says that how to motivate students is by engaging them. And like what Jemima said, giving them responsibilities and keeping them on their toes always in the classroom. If the student knows that I may be called out at any point in time. So many times we don't know the names of the students. and we don't call them by name. No, we call them by the shirt or the color of the shirt or color of the churidar and so on. Leaving that, if we have that confidence that no, I'm going to call the student by name. Now in online mode, it is very easy because it's already there displayed in the screen. And so we can make everybody attentive, and it's possible. And I'm seeing that happening in my house. My grandson is in 2nd standard, right? I'm seeing the teacher keeping all the 30 students in the classroom attentive all the 45 minutes. Not even 5 seconds a student can turn this side or that side. The teacher is so efficient, and she is a multitasking person, so conversant with the online mode of education and so on, tech savvy. She understands, and then she points at the finger and say, hey, why are you turning that side? Why are you playing with the toys? No, that's a secret, I would say. But for that, I'm ignorant about maths. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for giving those words. Of course, as an academician, you've watched different people handling these, and from your experience, you brought that out. As you very beautifully said, if there is a will, there is a way. So if you really want to engage the students and make it interesting, you can find ways. And of course, Google is not dearth of any ideas. There are millions of ideas where you can pull it up. So thank you for adding those points, sir. So Manna Jawahar, sir, we want you to speak to the parents. Of course, as a parent, as a senior academician, as a parent, you would have seen many of the children around you, many of the teachers who are parents. Is there any advice that you would like to give to the parents of how they can balance their personal life and also to help the children who are attending online classes? So you have to unmute your mic, sir. Please unmute your mic and you can speak. Yes, sir.
You able to hear?
Yes, sir. We can hear. So your mic is muted again. Can you unmute, please? It's muted again. Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Regarding online classes, this is my personal view. 80% can be online and 20% can be offline. Every semester, all the students should be asked to come to the class. See, out of suppose 50 classes are there, then 10 classes or 15 classes we have to conduct in the institute. Then only some that is teachers, students will interact each other. So that is very important. Even in the laboratory class also, virtual lab we can do it. Simulation is there. In certain cases, it will be good. In certain cases, it will not be good. You asked one question from Dr. Anand Sambil, assuming that he belongs to mathematics. Now he is a mechanical engineer, my senior, and but at the same time, I have done mathematics, B.Sc mathematics. I have done it. So mathematics is in any engineering course, application oriented should be there. So mathematics should be taught to students with application. Nowadays, mathematical modeling, computer simulation is there. So that computer simulation will give very good answer for solving any problem, engineering problem. So teachers should move with students like parents. So parents, whether he is a teacher or not, basically first he is a parent. So he knows how to deal with their children. In a similar way, they must have love, affection towards the students, and they should understand their problem, and they should try to solve it. And the students will feel that if we go to him, he will solve our problem. So basically, love is very important. then any problem can be solved.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for reminding us there are options for virtually doing math classes as well with these simulations and math labs available. Thank you for adding your words of wisdom. We have a small video which is coming up again. I request Dr. Basil to play that video, after which we have a couple of more questions. We will end the session after that.
Dear participants, we are proudly to announce that there is one more wonderful program coming from the Department of Mathematics on 17th, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Fun and Win. It is an online game program where students within the age group of 15 to 20 can join, and the link is posted, and the link will be posted in all other social medias also. And it is a program comes with a cash prize. So I also welcome all the participants who are in the YouTube who are seeing this. May kindly take the link which is posted there, and you can ask your children, because most of the participants are teachers. You can ask your children and parents who are there, tell your children also to participate. Thank you. Brighton, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Basil. Yes, the screen share is still there. Right. Thank you for sharing that. All these information is posted on the YouTube as well. You can always get into the link and get more inputs for the upcoming programs. Sir, I'm going to direct a question to Selvaraj, sir. Of course, he's a mathematician, but professionally brought out all his experience here. So there are continuous questions coming up in the chat, again repeated about mathematics. Basically, the class where we would like to involve the students to do something and monitor. Is there any words of wisdom from your years of experience of how to make maths more exciting?
That's what I told during my session. You see, keep the student first of all excited, in the state of excitement. Then start with a very small question, of course, in mathematics. That means everybody will try to answer because they know the answer. So very small question. Then you see, first the teacher must have a sound knowledge that will definitely bring real life problems, real life examples. You tell the student that this is what we are going to use in our life. Always students will ask this question, sir, a square plus b square equal to c square. That's what we are studying. That is in Pythagoras theorem. What is the use in our life? They will ask. Now they don't have any use at all. It will be used later only. So as per you, as per your our VC's remarks, you know, when mathematics comes into execution, that is when it is applied, when it comes to engineering side, then the students will appreciate the concept of mathematics. Therefore, as a teacher of mathematics, teacher should not teach mathematics alone in the class. He must be some jovial type. He must bring some real life examples, and also tell the students that this you are going to study later in here and this, here, this and that, like that. If you create such an interest in them, then students will definitely listen to the mathematics class. This is my experience. Out of my experience, I'm giving this one.
Wonderful.
Anything
sir.
else you want?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Please stay on. We will definitely come back to you with another question. Keep the students excited, make it simple, get involved with them, and definitely they're going to like the subject mathematics, especially this program being hosted by the Department of Mathematics. There'll be many questions in the minds of the teachers and professors. How can I connect with my students? Not at the college level, but even at the school level. So I think all the teachers who are viewing this on YouTube would have got good
Can I
input.
tell one more?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead, sir. Pandit sir. Yeah.
See, in engineering, mathematics and science are foundation. Application of mathematics and science is engineering. Application of engineering is technology. Earlier, we have only 3 engineering courses: mechanical engineering, civil engineering, electrical engineering. Throughout India, So mechanical engineering is related to oil. Civil engineering is related to soil. Electrical engineering is related to coil. Soil, coil courses. In any building, foundation is very, very important. Then structures. Then afterwards, actual partition. So here foundation is mathematics, sciences. With this, if the foundation is very strong, naturally, next one is engineering. They will do very well. After engineering, technology. In mechanical engineering, so many technology courses are there. So it will be helpful for the students. Mathematics is very, very important, particularly for engineering courses as well as computer. Computer, we are solving, one is manual solving, we are solving manually, otherwise we are solving using computer. Very big matrix, we have to use naturally computer only. So mathematics is foundation for all.
Thank you, sir. Beautifully put across. Oil, soil, and coil. I think nobody's going to forget this from this panel discussion. And mathematics is the foundation. I'm going to pull in and ask Mr. Alan Paul Isaac and Mrs. Jemima, as administrators of the school, your two different schools, we need your inputs. I know there are certain senior teachers, your principals are participating and looking through the program on YouTube. As a higher official of your school, how do you prepare yourself for these unprecedented times? Of what technology upgrade did you do? Of course, you hinted during your speech earlier. Are there specifics of what kind of investment has to be done, not just in the physical infrastructure, but also on teachers? How do you prepare teachers for such technology upgradations? So first, Mr. Alan Paul, and then Mrs. Jamima.
Yes, sir. We have sessions with teachers. As you know, the teachers are allowed to come to school for the before the past 1 month. They were all coming to school, and we had regular sessions with teachers, technical sessions, where we teach them every single new feature that has been released by Zoom. We personally use Zoom and Google Classroom combination. So basically, we teach them. Also, most of the teachers in my institution are under the age of 45. So they're all easily able to cope up with the technologies that are coming up, and they're also good in computer knowledge, so it is easy. But still, even to some older staffs, we teach them the basic stuff and all the important basic stuff, so that they can also share their knowledge through this online tools, sir.
2 years.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Jamima. Thank you.
2 years before even the pandemic came, one of the issues that we faced as a college was a lot of students came from very financially difficult backgrounds, so buying books was a big issue for them. So as a college, what we did was we created the King's app that they could download on their phones, and all their books, question papers, and everything was already uploaded year by year, subject by subject. So it was already in their hands even before the pandemic struck. And we also had a forum within the app that allowed each student to contact individual teachers and post questions and ask doubts. So this app was already in function even before the pandemic came. We did this only to help students who were not able to buy books, and we were right before, both of us, myself and my husband, both of us, we did engineering, so we know the size of books that are there. And what we always did was, exactly 3 days before the examination, we used to scurry around for books and notes and everything, and we used to take 5 years question paper and we used to study. So both of us knew this is what was happening. So what we did was, ahead of time, even when you start the year in college, you would have 5 years question paper on your phone, and also you would have all the related notes, and we ensured that teachers posted not just their classroom notes but additional links and video links that students could access. So this is what was happening in college. And with regards to school education, one of the things that is very popular now is the other online education forums that were already in place, like QMath and things like that. Both my daughters are in QMath. They are so excited to go to QMath class, wherein the regular maths class, they're thinking to attend. So one of the big changes that I saw is there was no teaching in the Q math classes. You go in, it's an app, it's a lot of colors, it's a lot of pictures, it's problems that they have to solve, and a lot of rewards that they get. They can just keep climbing the rewards. There is a game that is given in their hands to quickly find divisibility of numbers, addition and subtraction within a time limit they have to finish. So really every day they enjoy playing those games and those interactive classes. These are like questions that keep coming, and like sir said, the first few questions would be, any child would know, it would be so easy and application oriented. And then as they go, if they have a doubt, they have a option to call a Q math teacher. The teacher would come and explain to them on an individual board and go away. There's probably 5 or 6 students at a time, probably in 1 hour, that the teacher handles. But I don't have to tell them anything. They just go, take their laptop, they know how to go into Q math. I don't have to tell them to go into a math class. So I think as colleges, as schools, if we are able to create such interactive software, and I know it's not affordable for many parents, but as institutions, as students, if we take the time and the effort to create softwares and create interactive platforms like that, mathematics, I think more than any other subject, can be taught very well using online platforms. If we give them the right kind of videos and solutions, like Pythagoras theorem and everything is explained so beautifully, place value system is done so beautifully. They can use the abacus, there's like an abacus that is there, they can go and put the beads there using the laptop and the touch. They've done it really well. So I think as institutions, we need to start innovating more, and virtual reality is becoming more of a reality in every sense of the word. So I'm sure with the challenges that we are facing, as innovators, as educators, we're going to find some solution to reach out to the students even in this situation.
Yes, thank you. Customizing ourselves, our infrastructure according to the need of the hour is very important. Thank you for giving those examples, Mr. Jamim, of what is existing there, and teachers can pull from all this. We're going to wind up this session here. I'm going to, before I hand it over to the MC, Dr. Basil Wilfred, here is something which I would like to put up, an old quote which inspired my teachers, I know, and here is another quote which comes, I'm sure you're able to see that on your screen. A mediocre teacher tells, a good teacher explains, the superior teacher demonstrates, but the great teacher inspires. So whether we are teaching online or offline, whether we are inside a classroom or outside the classroom, whether we are able to meet the student physically or not, if you are able to inspire a student to do something, it's science or chemistry or physics or math or engineering or management. If a student says, sir, it's because of your teaching, madam, it's because of your teaching that I am what I am today, we have played a part in the life of the student. So before the MC comes in, dear respected panel members, it's such a pleasure to have all of you here. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Okay, this is going to be really, it's a rapid fire round. 5 seconds. One word of encouragement to all the teachers who've been listening on YouTube. What would you say? Let me start with Anand Samuel, sir. Your mic muted, sir. Sir, mic is muted. Then you can speak.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes,
well, no, we have heard about mother and stepmother, but I think we need to have a different mindset. I have mother, but my mother has not changed. What I had was a 19th century mother, and she has become a 20th century mother. And now she is 21st century mother. So same mother. So if you have that way, then we'll start liking. If we just think that, we have a stepmother, we start hating it. And then, so we get into all problems. So, I'm not countering what Isaac has said, but what I'm saying is that mindset is very, very important. So, same mother, changed from 20th century to 21st century. Let's adopt it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Adaptability. Thank you very much. Mrs. Jemima Amitraj, any words? 5 seconds motivation.
The thing that I remember most about Daffy ma'am would be in the max class, the examples that she told me about students, 2 of them going to Silvani or something like that. She used to say, I never used to forget those things. She was actually teaching us probability, but she was telling us how two students from Karunya would go to Sirvani or probably get caught. What is the probability? So unforgettable life lessons, I think, from Hepzibah ma'am, from the way Brighton sir, conducted himself in class. So I just want to encourage the teachers and say that more than the words that you have spoken, it's the life that you live, the concern that you have showed to us personally and in class. If you are sad, even in the video, there was a time I saw personally a father, hit a child while she was attending the online class. So immediately I pulled up the child and I concernedly asked something about her. I encouraged her. I think those moments, I think, will have a lasting impact, even if it's online or directly. So
Yeah.
I just want to say that your life speaks more than your lesson.
Thank you. Real-time examples and personal touch. Thank you, sir. Manajawar, sir, any words of advice or encouragement to the teachers?
You were given 5 seconds.
Yes, sir.
I will take 10 seconds.
Yes.
See, in the classroom, teachers should spend 50 minutes time for actual curricular syllabus, 10 minutes out of syllabus should be related to subject or related to general knowledge. Then one more quote. எல்லோரும் கற்போம், ஒன்றாக கற்போம், நன்றாக கற்போம். எல்லோரும் உழைப்போம், ஒன்றாக உழைப்போம், நன்றாக உழைப்போம். எல்லோரும் உயர்வோம், ஒன்றாக உயர்வோம், நன்றாக உயர்வோம். That's all.
Thank you, sir. We are waiting for those words in Tamil. That's exciting. Ondraga uyaruvom. Thank you for adding that. Alan Paul Isaac, sir, you want to add a few seconds and then Dr. Selvaraj.
Like Anand uncle said, we can change the perspective of how we see the online classes. As a matter of fact, this is not the online classes are not one way of teaching the children. It is the only way through which we can teach the children nowadays. So teachers can make it as fun as possible for the children so that they can come into the class, have their own responsibilities and make it a better learning experience. And instead of it being a very lame class, we can have activities and fun all around, lying all around, and interaction with children, making them talk. All these things might help in the only way of teaching the children. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Selvaraj, sir, your words of advice.
Yeah, I will tell. You see, a dedicated teacher can mend any student, whatever the type may be, one thing. And usually we hear something like this when we come across, see some occasions we see, யார்டா படிச்ச உங்க வாத்தியார் பேர் என்ன ஏமா உனக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்தது. That's what they ask. So if you want to escape such criticism later, be a dedicated teacher and bring the students into your fold. And another thing, for those teachers I am telling that taking classes on online, you see, please don't send your in-laws out of the house. They will be very useful, very much useful during this time. You may feel now. So these two things I want to share with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your years of experience speaks it all. So we go by what you said.
Yeah.
For those wonderful words, all the panel members, it's such a joy being part of this and learning. And I'm sure all those who watched on YouTube were blessed by this. Over to our MC, Dr. B.Sc.
Yes, that was, of course, the confluence of vibrant thoughts, which was undoubtedly the outburst of vivid experience. May I now request Dr. A. Hepzibah Christinal, Professor of Mathematics, the Program Coordinator of the Maths Division of Karunya Institute, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Dr. Basil. Gratitude is the fairest blossom which springs from the soul that makes the happy both the giver and the receiver. It's a great honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks. At the outset, I would like to thank the Almighty God who helped us in organizing such a panel discussion. I would like to thank our Chancellor, Dr. Paul Dinakaran, for his prayers and his support. On behalf of Karunya Institute of Technology and Sciences, I would like to thank our Vice Chancellor, Dr. Manna Jawhar sir, for your valuable presence and your wisdom words. And he is also has been supporting us for this panel discussion. We offer a sincere gratitude to formal Vice Chancellor of VIT, Dr. Anand A. Samuel sir. He is always helping us in various programs. Thank you so much, sir, for accepting our invitation. I also thank Dr. P. Isaac Livingston, Managing Director, Satyam TV, for providing us your time, even though you are very busy in your area, but you have given your time for us. Thank you so much, sir. I would like to thank my special thanks to Dr. V. Selvaraj, sir, former Principal, Government Arts College, Udmalapet, and also our colleague, former colleague. He is always inspiring earlier days when he was with us. So that's why always I'll include them in various programs of our department. My special thanks to Mrs. Jemima Amarsaraj, King's Engineering College, for your valuable time, and you gave a very good outline from the student as well as the parent perspective. Thank you. My special thanks to Mr. Alan Paul Isaac, CEO of Olive Tree International Schools. Whenever I see the advertisement, I always used to be enlightened, because the advertisement says we want to be with the students, we want to help the students, like that. Okay, I'm so happy to have you here, and also your valuable insight about all the softwares. Finally, I would like to thank the moderator, Mr. Brighton Andu. You made alive this program. Thank you so much for your participation and willing to help us in this program. And also, I would like to thank our dean for his continuous motivation and always encouraging us to do such programs. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable presence. And I thank the CTC team, the technical team behind this program. I thank my student Leo, as well as all the e-WhatsApp and other technical people who are present here. My special thanks to my own colleagues, Max department colleagues, who worked day and night and hard. They put lots of efforts in this program, in organizing this program. Thank you, one and all. Not lost. I would like to thank all the participants. Okay, you are really encouraging us. Please, thank you for attending this program and make this program a grand success. Thanks, one and all. Thank you.
Now, as we have come to the close of this intellectual discussion, let us all stand up in our place as the national anthem is played.
So thank you very much.
Can you stop live? YouTube live? Video?
Yes, from off and on.